Today you'll be taking the 7th grade Social Studies SLO content part, including multiple choice questions and using a Scantron sheet. I will read the questions and then make your selection with your chosen response. Question number 1. Contrast democracy in Greece with democracy in the United States. A. Citizens voted directly on all issues. B. Representatives are chosen to vote on most of the laws. C. Each city-state voted separately for issues. D. Leaders were given total power to make decisions. Question number 2. As republics, what do Rome and the United States have in common? A. Committees vote on the laws. B. All citizens vote on the laws. C. One leader votes on the laws. D. The people elect representatives to make laws for them. Question 3. Emperor Constantine made Christianity the official religion of Rome. What can you infer about how this impacted Christianity? A. Christianity died out as a religion. B. Christians had to practice their religion in secrecy. C. Christians were free to worship openly. Or D. Islam became a popular religion in Rome. Question 4. Identify a reason for the fall of the Roman Empire that led to the development of the feudal system in Europe. A. A lack of central government. B. A natural disaster that destroyed crops. C. The weakening of Christianity. D. The death of the Roman Emperor Caracalla. Question 5. Look at the drawing and then determine the identity of the men in the picture. One arrow is pointing towards one of the pictures, which says protection. There is another arrow pointing in the opposite direction at a person with loyalty. A. Is this a villager and a priest? C. A merchant and a squire. C. Lord and a peasant or vassal. D. A king and a serf. Question 6. The Magna Carta served what purpose? It weakened the church. B. It granted more power to the peasants. C. It freed serfs from their obligations. D. It protected the rights of nobles. Question 7. What impact did the plague have on the workforce in Europe? A. The jobless rate increased. B. It created a shortage of workers. C. Children were forced into labor. Or D. Women became the primary breadwinners. Question 8. Which of the following connects the Muslim contribution to the European knowledge of Aristotle and Plato? A. Muslims taught in European schools. B. Muslims and Catholics met often to debate philosophy. C. Greek texts were translated and saved by the Muslims. D. The Muslims met with Aristotle and Plato on many occasions. Question 9. Determine which of the following is the best example of cultural diffusion. A. Muslim mathematicians developed the concept of zero. B. Muslims pray toward Mecca 5 times a day. C. Muslim cities grew wealthy from trade. Or D. Muslims spread the Chinese process of papermaking to Europe. Question 10. Muslims learned and improved the game of chess. What best describes this process? A. Adaptation. B. Innovation. C. Diffusion. D. Creation. Question 11. Why is Jerusalem holy to the Muslims? A. Jesus preached there. B. Muhammad is said to have risen to heaven from Jerusalem. C. Muhammad told them Jerusalem was holy. Or D. Gandhi was born there. Question 12. Ghana was described by early travelers as a land of A. Riches, B. Gold, C. Tobacco, D. Salt. Question 13. Which term best identifies the role of Ghana in trans-Saharan trade? A. Middleman, B. Producer, C. Consumer, D. Merchant. Question 14. Verify how the mountains of Greece affected communication. A. The population was sparse, so no one talked. B. People moved toward written communication. C. Communities were isolated, so communication was limited. D. More roads were built. Question 15. What happened to the Silk Road when it reached the sea? A. Most traders were tired and decided to stop their journey. B. A bridge was built to link the Silk Road to Europe. C. Goods were loaded onto ships and taken to other lands. D. Traders sold all the goods in the city of Constantinople. Question 16. Identify the group that first brought Islam to West Africa. A. Artists. B. Caravan traders. C. Slaves. D. Salt miners. Question 17. Which of the following religions moved from India to other parts of the world along the Silk Road? A. Christianity. B. Islam. C. Buddhism. D. None of the above. Question 18. Identify the overall purpose of the Christians in the Crusades. A. To learn more about Muslim society. B. To debate political philosophy. C. To open up a trade route to China. D. To take control of Palestine. Question 19. Christian kingdoms in Palestine and Syria were set up by which group in the early 1100s? A. Winners of the First Crusade. B. Refugees from Byzantine. C. Tolerant Muslims. D. Jewish leaders. Question 20. How do the first 3 Crusades contrast with those that came later? A. The first 3 were initiated by Jews. B. The later Crusades were primarily movements of poor people and children. C. The later Crusades were led by nobles. D. The first three Crusades were primarily movements of poor people and children. Question 21. Which of the following was a long-term result of the Mongol conquest of Muslim lands? A. The Arabs converted to Christianity. B. The Mongols converted to Islam. C. The Christians became less religious. D. Palestine was conquered by the Jews. Question 22. Identify which teaching helped to spread Christianity in the Roman Empire. A. Believers would be given food and shelter. B. Believers could hope for a better life after death. C. Christianity worked well with polytheism. Or D. It supported the belief that the emperor was a god. Question 23. Which of the following ideas that is important today came from ancient Athens? A. People should rule themselves. B. Conquered people should become slaves. C. Men and women are considered equals. D. All people should be given the right to vote. Question 24. When you compare the Roman Republic and United States government, which of the following is true? A. Both have one leader who makes all the decisions. B. Both have all citizens voting directly on all issues. C. Both allowed every adult to vote. D. Both are considered republics because the people elect representatives to vote on the issues. Question 25. Which form of government did Greek city-states usually try first? A. Tyranny. B. Democracy. C. Monarchy. D. Oligarchy. Question 26. Identify how political changes in England weakened feudalism. A. Serfs were tied to the land they farmed. B. The church had all the authority in the government. C. Nobles lost their power. Or D. The common people lost power. Question 27. What impact did the plague have on increasing the power of the common people? A. It created a worker shortage. B. They were less likely to die from it. C. The lords were accused of spreading it. D. More people from the upper class died from it. This concludes the SLO content portion. Please check over your work and turn it in to Mr. King.